these early parts. We need a clap for synchronicity. I stopped being able to hear myself. Welcome back to the Basement Bloke Podcast, where we have no consistency or anything.
Our only consistency is we're inconsistent.
It comes to quality.
That's
In
true.
which case, not there either.
And now we have a board that does this. Oh, God. No, don't do that. Jesus.
Little old brother, where art thou?
But we out here. But what do you guys want to talk about today?
Well, we were just discussing how J.K. Rowling is very, very committed to ruining everything that she's done, purely because she just really wants to not recognize trans people. To the nth degree. And it's remarkable because I don't think she knows who her audience is.
It's a wild hill to die on.
Like, are you trying to get the very Christian conservative types into Harry Potter? They still think it's satanic.
Yes. One of my neighbors growing up was a homeschooled, like very, very Christian. So much so that when I gifted him my Pokemon cards, his mom threw them out and said they were satanic witchcraft. And and when Harry Potter was coming out, me and my mom was asked if he wanted to go to the movies with us because we were gonna go, and he was like, "Yeah, let me ask my mom." And she didn't let me play with him for like a week. You're still going to see Harry Potter?
Wow.
So if she's trying to win this crowd over,
yeah, she's trying to get them, the ones that again were just like, witches, wizards, the ones that would have hanged all those people over in Salem, because it's like the Family Guy bit, a girl answered a math problem. You know what that means? A witch.
That's exactly what Transylvania was. That the one with the Netflix?
Castlevania.
Castlevania.
Yep. Transylvania is where Dracula lives.
Yep.
It's lore stuff.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. No, that was definitely Castlevania was definitely on that same cue.
Oh yeah, yeah. Where it's like listen, you're either a cool vampire, or you're all these fucking wackos who are just trying to kill the bad guy, and then get slaughtered by the bad guy.
The way that someone told me to watch it, and the way that the first episode kicks off.
Oh yeah,
was just insane.
Oh no, it's completely bonkers. I big fan of it. I really need to catch up on it. I literally watched the first season however many years ago, and it's 4 episodes, but it was just so much goodness packed into a meaty little sandwich.
First season of what?
Castlevania on Netflix. It's anime, but
yeah,
you don't have to
read.
You don't have
I don't have to read subtitles.
You don't have to look for the coast being clear. It's Castlevania. Oh, it's not weeb shit, right? No, it's like American, I think. Sick. I only support American products. That includes anime.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But
Harry Potter.
But yeah, it's to the point where oh my gosh, everyone they announced a new Harry Potter game finally after a couple years.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And everyone's like, "Oh, sick, finally. A Harry Potter RPG game. That sounds sick." Then it's wait a minute. If I buy the game, am I not giving her money?
It's the same thing with Chick-fil-A, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
same
exactly.
Conundrum.
It's well, shit. I really like that. I really like the look of the game, to the point where the people making it are like, J.K. Rowling was not involved. Please, please don't make this a bust.
But does she still get royalties though?
Yes.
She's got to make some kind of money.
It's her brand.
It's
There's
her
not
property.
a chance that she misses out on it. So buy used if you want it. That's
How far until she gets to R. Kelly territory of canceled? Is there a possibility for her to get there?
I think she has to do something physically to someone, like R. Kelly.
That's fair.
Yeah, because right now she's just using her massive platform to delegitimize the trans community.
So we're still in Chick-fil-A, not quite yet R. Kelly.
Yeah, where Chick-fil-A, it's again, some people I think just will post about it. It's not like you're gonna rip into them. You're not gonna be like your best friend, like, oh hey, I just tried out. You hear that Chick-fil-A has coffee now? Yeah, I heard. You know, I haven't tried it
No.
because I don't want to give them money ever again.
Asshole.
Asshole.
I'm not a racist.
Yeah. Oh, but I'm glad they got your $3. Dick.
You know what? It's surprisingly like, you'd be surprised at what you're addicted to. You know how like some people say they're not addicted to certain things. You're not gonna give it up at all time. Would it be weed, all this? But fast food was one of those for me, where it was like you see all the fast food corporations and where they spend their money.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, where they lobby, and it's just like, all right, it's not good for you anyways. Why am I eating it? So I try to kick it out, and then it's just like, you get out of work at 12:30 and nothing else is open, and you don't feel like cooking. And
Yeah.
it's like all of a sudden that fast food again looks real fucking good.
I know. See, that's the problem. What doesn't help is the fact that like you'll try to go to like Panera. The Panera closes at 9, so it's like, well, okay, well, yeah. What if I am like the night bird, the night owl, and I'm like, okay, what are my options? I can go to McDonald's, or I could go to McDonald's
Or Taco Bell.
or Taco Bell.
Oh shit, they are closed.
Which, I mean, I think through they got rid of potatoes. Apparently, they just don't have the hookup anymore at Taco Bell on potatoes.
Yeah.
So maybe, there are less carbs at Taco Bell now. I think you
They're
got.
going, if you
I
can't
think
make
they
it
got
out of
that.
soy, they're not making it.
You got that going. Well, I was about to say that's not theirs, but you got that going for you. Less carbs, I guess.
They also got rid of their like breakfast stuff, which, shockingly you wouldn't find. Like, there's many things that surprise you about Taco Bell, but having a pretty decent iced coffee was not one of the things I expected to come from them. But it was pretty good.
Yeah.
They had, like Americanos. They had a surprising
it's gone.
coffee selection. Yeah.
And I remember they had like if you go in the morning, they had like the 2 Cinnabons that you bit into. 2 is the perfect amount between.
Oh, yes.
I'm not gonna be bloated all day, and like being a fat piece of shit. It's the perfect amount where if you had 3, you're like, oh god, like did I really just have 3 Cinnabons?
Well, it was like the thing that pissed me off about that was it was 2, or you get a fucking dozen. And I
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, I would love about 4. Like I'm a little bit of a larger.
I'd like to
person.
space these
I
out.
like to eat.
I don't know about I don't know what you're thinking. I'd like to space these out. I don't want to go 2 through 12. That's part of this. That's why fast food gets a bum rap. Well, not a bum rap, deserved rap.
Yeah, it all gets what it is what it is. It's just every now and then I'm unprepared and haven't had leftovers in the fridge. And
Sure, and you got to get something, and it doesn't help that McDonald's gets rid of stuff like the snack wrap, which was a very harmless, what's called overall option, because it's just freaking put a leaf of lettuce,
And a
wrap
chicken tender.
wrap up a piece of chicken, and maybe some sauce, and then bam, you're done.
Mm-hmm.
But they got rid of that. And then the whole thing of like, oh, get a salad. It's like, well, you don't really want a McDonald's salad.
Nope.
Although I tried a Wendy's salad, that was nice.
Oh, I've heard their breakfast is
That was
actually really
it
good.
was
I've
actually
heard good things. All good
Melanie's a big fan of Wendy's breakfast.
I feel like Wendy's in general is surprisingly good.
All things considered, yeah,
Considering what it is.
yeah. Considering like the square burger guys, they have good
I
stuff.
also got a frozen tomato there once. Like I bit into my burger and the tomato on it was frozen. Ruined the. I haven't gotten a burger there since. I've only gotten the spicy nuts.
Well, that's like some people will get like just complete like tobacco spit in between 2 buns at like McDonald's. And it's like, listen, I'm not eating here again. Then they'll be there 2 days later. Like it happened again. It's like, bro, then stop going.
Speaking of like when people say they're not going there, it's I get that a lot at the bar when you have to like we are required by law to cut somebody off if they are showing signs of any type
Yeah.
of intoxication.
Yeah.
And you cut somebody off and they're like, and they just try to go off and, well, I'm never coming here again, or I'm gonna get like,
Okay.
cool, you're one of a couple thousand that I see every week.
Bro, it's a bar.
We'll find some people.
Someone else will drink.
You tip me $2 on a $50 bill, man. Fuck you.
No one's gonna buy 3 whiskeys to avoid his wife. Okay, like me, I'm next level. Okay, it's like we need to go past this point where any customer thinks they're irreplaceable.
Well, it's that someone on Twitter said it was like the severe case of only player syndrome, or like they think they're the only their narrative or
They're the main character.
main character
Yeah,
main
yeah.
character syndrome.
The world is full of NPCs, whereas I am the playable
I'm
character.
the real.
I'm the hero of this story.
Yeah.
And they forgot my lettuce. And they are going to hear about it.
It brings
Did you
me
hear
back-
about the guy? I forget what country it was, but he went somewhere and stayed in a hotel or a resort or something. Before he left, he wrote a really, really bad review, and they arrested him before he left back to the United States.
Wow.
Why did they leave a bad review?
I didn't look further into it because I'm
I
just
guess,
like,
or why did they arrest him? Because
that was the headline.
I guess that part, too.
I guess, yeah, it's like, what did he write? Like, that's like, also, I'm going to kill the president. It's like, okay, well,
it was
you
on like a
can't
little
say
Duval
that.
repost or something.
It's like, well, I can't say, like, oh, you gave me 2 stars on Yelp. That's not an arrestable offense.
Mhm.
Also, I'm going to kill the president. Okay, then there we go. Okay, we got we got something to go off.
Instead of some, like, North Korea shit.
Yeah,
It sounds like.
If you go on Instagram, might be on there. I know with Louis Duval.
Instagram.
He's got my favorite social media right now during the quarantine. 'Cause he's like one of those dudes that's just like, man, I'm just here.
I heard his social media feed is just fucking wild. But
He's one of the dudes that like, what y'all fake caring about today?
Lil, which is he? Lil.
He was he was part of T.I.'s tour. He was part of some comedy tours.
Okay.
Just like he's not one of them dudes that's like, he's been in a couple of movies. He's just some dudes who's like carved just a great career out of like a little bit of stand up. He's just kind of like a character.
Being present.
Yes.
Being in many places.
He's a character. It was on his story.
I think one of these dogs just
They
shit
absolutely
themselves.
ripped one.
I was like, oh, Jesus.
Also, it's hilarious because out of like, they always like to call our generation like, you know, soft and sweet and pushovers, but it's like when I see like a customers badmouth the older like servers and the older, they kind of just suck it up and take it. Where it's like the people my age are like, "What the fuck, you right back."
Or yeah, like just all these different things of like we are told like more than ever we're like kind of reinforce the like customer's always right kind of stuff.
Fuck all that shit.
Especially now with like all the mask stuff, like, you know, like, can you please wear your mask? Like, did you use me?
It's
So there's
still
this bar down the
happening, too.
pub.
Yeah.
This just happened because one of my regulars is a server at the pub, and she came in and like had video, like a photo evidence, but like this dude walks into her bar, I guess, without a mask. She sits on a table, so she brings over a mask to him because they have a stack of disposable ones. She brings them up to him and was like, "Hey, if when you get up, could you just put this on, please?" And he's like, "I'm gonna go out to smoke," and like. He took her tip, wrapped it around his bottle, lit it on fire inside, and then tried to grab a newspaper and do the same thing outside of the patio. And she had to like go set up both out. And like didn't escalate before that. It was just she told him like, when you get up, can you please put a mask on? And he didn't like blow up. He just said, "I'm going outside."
Yeah.
And it was like the most passive aggressive little dick syndrome. Like you're eating entirely too much soy.
Which is incredible considering
Middle-aged.
they're the same people talking about how soft we are.
Oh, it was like this 50-year-old. I think I could find it. Hold up.
It's the same people. Same people talking about, it's like, bro, is this the battle you fight because, you know, you don't got a war to be forcibly
that's what
drafted
part
into?
of it, I think, is like they were raised by like motherfuckers who were in back-to-back wars of depression. You know, so they were some hardy motherfuckers.
Just some prick
They-
dads.
They grew up, you know, they were born in a bathtub and they were shitting in pots still, and like they raised these boomers, and the boomers had none of that. But they were raised with that like war syndrome, so they had like I have to prove my fucking self, you know, like the fight.
Yeah.
Like they're going out looking for a fight, even though they're living in a fucking suburb in a cul-de-sac. Tom, you're fine.
My dad only put down the newspaper to strike me across the head, and that was the most warmth I felt from him.
Jesus.
And anyway, I'm gonna scream at this waitress because she told me to put a mask on.
Did you guys know Jesus is Lord is trending right now in the U.S.?
But why?
It must be ironic.
That's
Kanye? Anything to
Ted
do with Kanye?
Ted Lieu. Oh, Trump secretly mocks his Christian supporters.
Oh.
Oh, so maybe it's something.
Jesus is King was the Kanye album.
Yeah. It's not just like, hey guys, if you haven't listened to Jesus is King, it's a pretty good album.
If you're waiting on God, do what waiters do, serve.
Hang on, yeah, we're getting way too many religious things versus like just telling me what the hell is going on.
There's probably a reason.
Why is everyone saying this?
It's probably
I assume
Trump
it's more
thing.
that with like the story of he mocks, believes we are suckers. Yeah, suckers and losers for following Christ.
I wonder if Adderall is trending because
Yeah.
for the same
Oh,
thing.
they're saying. I am assuming they're saying Biden's on Adderall.
He should be, honestly.
I was about to say, he doesn't come across as someone on Adderall to me.
No, he kind of.
And like if anything, it seems like he's sober.
Yeah.
Like if anything, it's like okay, all right, let's go.
So, oh wait, the debates are happening tonight.
Yes.
That's right.
That's gonna be entertaining as fuck. Honestly,
yeah, I forgot.
I remember watching the 2016 debate, and I've never seen people more invested in debate. Watching how hilarious it was.
This here?
I've never seen just. Wait, is this really? Are we doing this?
This is gonna be rough though. Like for real, I think.
Well, because it's just gonna be it's like, it's
There
gonna
is
be
no
like the last.
talking points.
It's gonna be the last time. It's gonna be, Trump's gonna interrupt him. Biden's gonna like be in the say 4 or 5 different words of like a long story, and then it's just gonna be like, I believe he's taking Adderall.
Did you see? Yeah, he
Mr. Trump, Mr. Trump, it is not your turn.
Trump.
It is literally never your turn every time you speak.
Man, if we're gonna go as far as make them drug test for a debate, man, just pull out the Otcon and let them go at it. They've been talking about they could fight each other.
Yeah.
At this stage, this is.
Have you seen the commercials for like Trump shit at all? Like
it's so like they feel like Adult Swim interludes.
Yeah,
like purposely just.
Oh, his campaigns.
Well, no, because it'll be
Yeah,
obviously like Joe Biden believes in investing in America. Then literally the one I saw on Hulu multiple times was Kamala Harris laughing on a loop, Joe Biden sitting. Meanwhile, the riots are happening in the background. So it's like she's laughing at the riots. It is the most fucking weird thing I've ever seen.
Biden's doing like the commercials we grew up with since 2000.
The normal ones.
The same ones we've seen over and over and over. That don't really say anything, but they have some really good images. They have some American things.
It's like, okay.
He says a few key words, and you're just
good.
all right. It's same old.
But
and then Trump is
just
is made by an algorithm of what's gonna trend on certain things.
Well, the one that I saw was you like football.
He's like, I'm the football guy.
I'm the guy who wanted to bring it back, and they're like President Trump, and it's like, who do you like? Is your audience I like football?
No, definitely.
I watch football.
Well, it reminds me of when I was watching The Boys, and she was like, "I'm beating you with 4 guys on a laptop, and you have a multi-million-dollar budget," and Trump's his things, as shitty as they are, they get views.
If I was in Kansas City, I would have booed during the moment of silence too. Hey, I booed during the moment of silence, but I was in my living room because I couldn't afford to go there because I have a bad lung situation. So
I got poor credit.
I would have literally died if I went.
Yeah,
it's absolutely baffling, and I know it's definitely to me it's almost like this will be a too real, oh god, this is even more of the cautionary tale, because before it was oh my god, this guy's so obnoxious in the 2016 ones. I was like, okay, here's Hillary doing what she's always done, and then here's this completely obnoxious guy who just keeps interrupting her with that's dumb. Like as if it was during a school president thing in a poorly written 80s movie.
Yeah, he's waiting for the kids in the background to be like, "Oh shit!"
Way to rip another one, dog. But yeah, it's like the whole thing wrong.
Yeah, that's incorrect.
Yeah, but this
Check
one,
your facts.
I feel like this one will just be a further step into that more oh god, please. He'll be worse.
I think it's so far they're so committed to they're at war with each other that once they get in front of each other, if they don't just square up immediately, they've already dropped the ball.
Well, no, that's why I'm Joe can ride a bike, so I'm confident that he at least has the cardio to outlast him. You just got to outrun the man for a while, and then get him a couple times and he's done.
But the funny part is like he's making fun of him for taking Adderall to keep him awake. But it's like Trump, you drink like 17 Diet Cokes a day to keep you alive.
Well, they said that they saw like a bunch of cold medicine or in like a drawer or something way back in the day, basically implying that he's on speed all the time, like Adderall. Because
Trump?
yeah,
No,
Trump,
yeah.
He's like, all right, let's look for that build. Oop, it's not in there. Just like metal sheets. Just ooh, wrong one. That's the Coke drawer. It's like, all right, we are now at the part of the presidential debate where both presidents will presidential
both are
candidates
gonna do
will
a
get-
line quick.
will get to slug one of them in any area of their choosing. Proceed. Mr. Biden, you go first.
DT going for the nuts again.
Ooh,
Throwing it down.
a strategic.
We don't demand a fight to the death for this presidency.
Yeah.
And I think we as people have lost.
Quite frankly, I mean, I think if Homeboy is really going to be like, I don't know. If I lose, I mean, who knows? It's like, bro, I say square up, but with those like Central Intelligence boys, the beefed up, like been working for years guys, like straight up like out of a movie, like oh, stand down, you've lost touch, and then the guards slowly go to the other the good guy's side, and then it's like just and then he runs out the door like a cartoon villain. A very animated man, Mr. Trump. I must say.
Jeez.
But it's one of those things where like it's really I mean, again, at the end of the day, you know, who can really we can't really still take for granted, because obviously a lot of people are still all in on Homeboy until he's out of office, in which case they'll then go back to being probably more like GOP dudes, be the exact same way.
Yeah.
But you know, they don't have to be like, well, Mr. Trump, you know, he had a bad day. He wasn't he
misspoke.
He's still steaming after that Game of Thrones finale. Mm-hmm. He knew,
Aren't we all?
he's still a little inflamed. He's also bothered about the Dexter series finale, but we told him that came out, you know, almost a decade ago, man. But you know, the president is still very distraught.
Yeah. Honestly, though, I think, like, long story short, DT's probably going to come out and just be like, and then Biden's going to come in. I can't help but it's going to feel like
I feel
that
like
a little
he's
bit.
going to try to be, he's going to try again, just like how Hillary, I hate saying the word overpowered because it implies skill or strength.
Yeah.
But no, it's just because one obnoxious asshole keeps talking when he's not supposed to.
And I don't see Biden.
But Biden's likelier to get talked over, and like it just
Exactly.
Well,
happens.
like last
versus
time
Hillary.
he had a debate with was it who was the guy last?
Mitt Romney.
No, but Romney's.
the
VP.
the candidate when they were
Young
on the
one.
campaign trail.
No, it was like, they had a debate,
Ryan.
and he was just laughing the whole time. He just sat back and laughed the whole time.
Yeah,
it looked like he was
Paul
fried as
Ryan,
fuck.
I think. Yeah.
You remember that debate?
Well, yeah, no, he was just like, man,
You sound like an
what
idiot.
what are you saying?
I guess we'll say it all depends on how sharp Biden is tonight. Because, like, it seems like it could just be me seeing only clips, but, like, it's always him just fucking losing it.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
losing his train of thought, not saying shit right. And then I feel like Trump could 1-2 punch him. But even though Biden's, like, I think his vision might be better, or, I don't know, lesser of two evils or whatever.
It's easily the lesser of two evils,
Yeah.
but it's something where, again, it depends on how sharp either of the. I mean, Donald Trump he'll do what he does, and that's to be expected, because it's not like he's gone through development.
Yeah.
It's not like he's gotten better at it. He's just going to do the same things.
He's the same character he's always
He
been.
does he does YouTube drama kind of like digs.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of thing he does. And that's how it's going to be, and it depends on how Biden does it. Biden responds to it. It's like certain things, like, because I saw some people were like, oh, you should make a debate, like, drinking game. And I'm like, bro, I don't have the energy, man.
No,
I'm
I never start
depressed.
drinking when
I'm
I'm gonna be sad or depressed. Like that's
I'm
that way to go.
Like, yeah, because it's going to be about 40 minutes in, and I'm like, oh, Jesus. What if he wins again?
But the terrifying thought is I'm kind of like my gut feeling up until I don't know. It's changed about the past 2 weeks because you're starting to see a little turn, but up until about 2 weeks ago, I felt like Trump was gonna dog walk him. Like it was gonna be real.
I don't think if I had to put money on, I don't think Trump's gonna win this time.
I don't know,
but
every time I leave the city, all you see is Trump.
I don't want to downplay
in the city. I mean,
and then mostly in the city too. It's 50-50, and then you leave the city, and it's Trump.
You don't see the signs. As
you go anywhere. You go north, Trump. You go south, Trump. You go west, east. Everything Trump.
Yeah, because I don't want to downplay anyone because that's exactly why we lost last time. Was because
they thought they had a sure thing.
Because it was like, man, this shit. Like,
they
look at
Yeah.
this joke. Yeah, and that's exactly it, and that's why it
they
went way south.
They had Bernie, who Bernie would have dog walked Trump. Like,
well, yeah,
it would have been bad, and they were like, you know what, we can fuck around, and we can do whatever we want. We're just gonna put in Hillary.
Well, no, it's like, she's perfect for this image, and Bernie's his own dude, and that's the problem. But
even though he was dominating every independent poll,
exactly. But it was, it doesn't matter who we put. Look at this jokester. Like, not a chance.
That was the mood. And then all of a sudden you see states start falling. And then when Michigan flipped to a red state, that's when I was like, he's going to fucking do it.
Yeah. No, that's when, just heart sank. This
Michigan
is going to happen.
That was a flip. That was a big flip.
This is going to happen.
Michigan and Florida was the two big flips.
But again, I think right now, I mean, at the end of the day, whoever his base is, they're not changing, they're not changing their vote for most of them.
That's why I'm kind of like, the Dems, I feel like the best way to gain votes is just stop trying to turn Trump voters and just try to appeal to your voters and the people who are on the fence.
Yeah.
But they're not doing that. They're trying to turn. It's like you spend so much time trying to turn Trump voters that you're just entertaining them.
Well, then we wasted a lot of time because we still have people who feel like, dude, what's the point? And it's like, bro, that we can't afford, because it's incredible just, again, how south this dingus has managed to go in the span of just 3.5 months. Give him double the time, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, shit, what else would he do? And it's just one of those things where, again, it's just got to be – people have to wake up and just acknowledge – the Democrats got to acknowledge, like, hey, listen – what we did not work. People are pissed off, and even if they, and because I saw a post, it was like, oh, get out, vote, and then Joe Biden wins, and then fight him every step of the way, because that's pretty much it. Because right now everyone's mad and pissed off because we are given a reason to be. All of a sudden, it's like, it's not just, oh, these things could happen, but let's not get too let's not get too dramatic, but it's like, bro, if he gets more time, I don't want to see what happens. So
I think this is where a lot of America
is perfect.
Yeah. There's a sign that I've seen that says "Fine Biden," but this is bullshit.
That's a lot of us.
Yeah.
It's like a lot. Like I'm sure a lot of people are in that exact same wheelhouse where it's just like, you're forcing this, so fine, but we need to, because again, it's just need to fucking get everything he does, just hit him every step. Make sure, let's compromise on. Absolutely not. Let's just, absolutely not. Change again. Get another draft going. That's pretty much it. Especially now that people are getting their absentee ballots. They're able to vote now. It's just one of those things where, again, that's super easy. And you get to just drop it off, and you don't have to wake up at 7 a.m. before work or whatever, and they don't have to do a little swipe thing and all that. Just don't mail it. Don't mail in your mail-in ballots. I know it sounds weird, but there's some shit going on. There really is. The fact that they're getting rid of postal service,
the boxes or whatever.
Yeah, the fact that they were trying to get rid of those tells me as much. That the boy who cried wolf, the boy who cried voter fraud, is the one who's trying to commit it. But
we should place bets on.
I don't. It's like, oh fuck, he got reelected, and I'm out $10. This day sucks.
I'm terrified because it's like the election's gonna come about right about a thing of time where we're gonna have, another between flu season and maybe a second wave of COVID. Don't know how that works. Not a doctor. but that's what I've been told. That's what memes have told me.
Well, especially when they're talking about like, oh, and right around the holiday season, you know, we'll see how the numbers go. It's like, God damn it.
So it's like, so we might be having a second wave of COVID.
Exactly.
Along with the election, and it's like at this point, I think whoever wins, the other side riots, and that's going to be terrifying as well.
Yep.
I don't know if Trump's side would riot.
If Biden wins, I don't know. I don't know.
I was about to say they're going right to Lansing.
I don't know about riot, but
they're
going right to Lansing. They're
going
to yell at some cops with some guns in their hands.
They're going to yell at some white cops, which they're like, bro, guess who I voted for?
Yep.
Bro, who are you? Team. Bro, who are you yelling at? Move it 2 slots down. Ugh. But
South Park is coming out with a pandemic special episode. I'm
very
so
excited.
Did you leave that 10th season? It was a 10th full season of South Park on. Was it the disc set? Was that yours?
Yeah, that's mine. Yeah.
So I watched the first. We've been without Wi-Fi for the past week, and so I found that and I was watching it because again, no Wi-Fi, no shows. So I was watching the DVD thing, and the first episode is like Chef comes back. And it's like I want to fuck you with the whole asshole. like I don't remember that episode at all. Yeah. Is it taken off streaming services? Because it wasn't on Hulu.
Do you know the story behind that?
It's like season 2. No,
because Isaac Hayes was a Scientologist. And obviously, South Park has made fun of
Isaac Hayes is
all of Scientology. Isaac Hayes is dead now.
And who is he related to the show or?
Well, he's Chef.
Oh, he's Chef.
He was Chef.
Okay.
But like back then, it was they made fun of Scientology, and he really didn't like that, and he threatened to leave the show if they didn't lay off. They didn't lay off, so he left the show. So when Chef comes back, they brought him back just to kill him off. But that's why he talks so weird. It's like, thank you, Jimbo.
Oh, I thought it was because they were just brainwashed.
No, I mean it plays very well. It plays very well to that storyline.
Oh, so they just pieced together like.
But yeah, they just used old like.
They are ruthless.
Yeah,
but that was exactly it. It was like, bro, we've made fun of literally everything. With the second we make fun of your religion, you're like, whoa, pump the brakes. Like, bro, everyone gets it. That's the way this goes. That's the way this show works.
Mm-hmm.
But that was
the
exactly
beauty of it.
But like that would like just goes to show that it's like we don't care. We're making our show, and that's why South Park is just, mwah. Mm-hmm. It is
beautiful.
It's the show that went on 20+ years. That Simpsons. But it maintained the quality, if not improved.
Well, Simpsons definitely has turned into like what happened with the WWE of like Attitude Era to like whatever this cotton candy bullshit they got now.
Because after a while I understand all this stuff with like, you know, kind of like, oh, these like characters like Apu and things like that. The fact that it's again, they have like 5 people casts that play 12 people, except for Lisa. I think her voice actress only plays Lisa.
What a lucky day.
I know. But like I know it was one of those things, and I know that happened with Big Mouth. The one of the actresses like said she had to leave. I forgot. I'm blanking her name. But yeah, she left because she played like at least a mixed character, and it was like, oh, I don't feel comfortable playing a mixed character. Cleveland from Family Guy got replaced, and it's just like, but it's one of those things where, you know, it's just like
Jenny Slate.
Yeah, Jenny
Slate. You ever see the video of these 2 comedians do like videos where like they wear a shirt and it's like the shirt has a label of what they are, and then so these 2 guys did a video, and one of it was one said woke, one said racist, and it was like all the things they agree upon. It was like it was like white people should only play white characters. And
I
same
shared
race
this.
for race people. Yes,
I did see that. Yeah,
I think I shared that actually. We should pull that up. That's a good watch.
And it was like all the things racist and woke people agree on.
Well, it was like judge people or
because it's one of the like again
the backwards hypocritical thinking of like the too woke crowd where you're doing too much, do less.
Because it's one of those things where I understand.
You mind fuck yourself.
I understand it, and I'm far from the person to really weigh in on it. But I guess it's up to the people in charge, and if it's something where, because I remember, I forgot what movie. I think it may have been that new Hellboy movie, where like a white actor was casted, but his character usually was an Asian character, and he left because he was like, I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable taking this role away.
Well, like there's
it's like, that's good for you, because more often than not, people go white if they have a choice, and I totally get that. And I think as long as it's something that it isn't like, oh, because I know like the difference is like, oh, like the Oscars with their new thing where you have to meet like a diversity quota essentially.
Quotas are weird.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. That's why I'm like, okay, that's too much. Like obviously I understand like it's hard to,
fucking hilarious.
It's hard to kind of win with that, but
hold on, I gotta set this.
But it's I don't know. It's to me it's like the whole thing with the Spotify censorship employees is like, censorship is probably like the most dangerous thing to a society because it's like only way to enforce something is with at some point it comes to like a violent like the only way to enforce things critically, that's when it happens when you make a law. And it's like censorship is like if he says something wild and crazy, like, and if you don't like it, stop listening. Like there's an off button.
Sure.
And I get it.
But yeah, let's take a look.
Watch this.
When me and Brad first met, I didn't think we'd get along, but turns out we kind of agree on everything. Your racial identity is the most important thing. Everything should be looked at through the lens of race.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke. We both have a lot of opinions about people of color, even though we barely know any.
I say colored people, but as long as we're classifying them, we both think minorities are a united group who think the same and act the same.
And vote the same. You don't want to lose your black card. Sorry, I don't know. I just think we should
roll back discrimination laws so we can hire based on race.
Okay. Go ahead.
So you did you forget some of the things they said?
No, just
What?
you start.
We'll roll back take back their black card. If you don't vote for me, you ain't.
Yeah.
Which again, that was such a weird thing. Which again is one of many of Joe Biden's things. I'm very thrown off by, and very much think he should be called out by literally anyone in his thing. Hey, what did you just say? Don't say that again. Okay.
Well, that's why I was shocked. Charlemagne is like he's made his radio and media career of being the asshole that calls him out, and the fact that he didn't call out Biden.
I'm trying to help you here.
Like you can see Charlemagne's face. It's like
he's like, bro, I'm trying to.
You literally just had to be quiet. I had this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. No, and that's the thing where it's like when they pull that stuff, it's like immediately call them out. Like that's the difference. Like that's the only.
I'm upset. Like Charlemagne's, he's the one that like that's what he's done his whole career is call people out, and he didn't do it on the grandest stage he's ever been presented with.
He did it on Dave.
Dave Chappelle?
No, on the show Dave.
Which is fucking amazing, by the way.
Yep.
He did it on Dave. He was very mean to Lil Dicky.
Oh, he was picking on the little white boy.
That's who he is. He's a little curly-haired white boy, so that's like why he just keeps dunking on him. But absolutely, it's one of those things where I just find a natural way to incorporate diversity, because you're not
going to get it from any man of that generation.
You're always going to have people who are like going to be like, oh, why is there a black guy in Star Wars? It's like, are you kidding me? Like that's what you're upset about. It's not that actually this is Luke Skywalker now. His name is Finn now. And it's like, no, he's just an African American character in this show.
There's
in
fucking
the movie.
Aliens. Like
there's aliens here. Yeah, there's aliens here. I'm like, listen, he doesn't have 3 eyes. He doesn't have little goobers up here. I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable. This is what I see. That's not what Star Wars is.
Listen, we already have lesbians kissing in this scene, all right?
Well,
isn't this enough?
Well, blurred out in the background. I remember that. The whole movie, because I remember that was, again, it was kind of like
a big deal.
It was like an end game when the people were like, yo, Avengers, that we got our first gay character. Get ready, people. It's going to be hot. It's going to be nice. And then it's going to be like, so there I was on a date with a guy. And I'm a guy. What the fuck? Can they do that? But it's really so that, in China, who doesn't like gays, you can take that out, throw it away, in their version, and then bam, just like the girls kissing in the blurry background. So all of Rise of Skywalker, I wasn't actually focusing on the movie. I was really just waiting for that one girl-on-girl kiss, just to be like, okay, how easily removable is this kiss? And it is so easily. It's just like literally
3-second clipping at the end.
Yeah.
They gave you guys instructions on how to do it.
Yeah.
No, yeah. It's just like the camera's following this person. Okay, why are we following this person? Then they like kiss. Like, what? There she is, the gay one.
Isn't it wild? Like the consensus of like most people don't, I think, are on the track of everybody love everybody.
Yeah.
But it's like what we see in the spotlight is the exact opposite of that. Like, how does that?
Yeah.
How did like what you see on the street is not what you get in the screen, and it's absolutely wild. Where's the disconnect?
Well, and I think a lot of it is most people I feel like are indifferent. Like at the end of like if you see someone with a mask, like or like someone is told, hey, can you put this on? Probably 70-80% of people will be like, oh crap, sorry, I forgot mine in the car.
I think it's less than that. I don't know.
Maybe
from the crowd I've seen.
Probably.
Yeah.
Depends on what country you're in.
Maybe.
You're
Yeah.
also working at a bar.
Yeah.
Where if I had 3 drinks,
How
I'd be
am I
like,
supposed to
don't
drink
wanna
my
wear this.
Coors?
I love the dude that comes in and he's like, I got a medical condition. Well, it's probably because you're in here drinking alcohol all day. But I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
I don't know. I gotta see a note.
Have you seen like some commercial places? It'll say at the front door, it'll say like, if you're not wearing a mask, you're required to wear a mask. But if you're not wearing a mask, HIPAA laws prevent us from asking you. So basically, feel free to not wear a mask. Have you not seen that?
I haven't seen those. I've seen we enforce a mask policy. Those are the only ones I've seen.
So in places like I saw a bunch in like Cedar Springs, like a little
Classic.
outside of Grand Rapids.
Right when you leave outside of Grand Rapids, what did I say?
That's what I mean.
It's like,
MAGA country.
that being said, I don't want to be
Even in Grand
yelled
Rapids,
at.
it's like half. That's why I'm afraid. Like I'm really like, I don't know. Like I'm kind of hoping that like if Trump does win, I kind of hope he dog walks him, just so like kind of want the top of the Democratic Party to fall apart. Because it's like I feel like under as much as I hate the Democratic Party is I do see some shining lights on like because you can see a few rising stars that are coming up. But it's also like I want the Democratic Party to fall apart before they're too long into it, where they're like ingrained in that same old shit.
Because what I appreciate too is like people like Nancy Pelosi and things like that. She's gone from a like, yes, queen, you're in a high place. A lot of people are not turning on her, but like criticizing her because she's not doing things when she has the power to do things.
Because that's not who they are.
Because I think again, since everyone's fired up, I think everyone's willing to like be like, what does this accomplish?
Well, that's where like the people it's like I think the big old disconnect is like they see like the MAGA supporters match the people that are in office as like Trump and his cronies. Like you see them on the street and they act like Trump does. So it's like you think these people are. So you think that when I'm as like you see your friends as Democrats and liberals, and those are your more compassionate, you're more friend, like you're more like empathetical human beings, and you assume that the people that are voted in are the ones that represent you, when that's not the case. Like the people at the top of the Democratic Party are not who they like. Who make up the every man in the street.
Party. Yeah, it's not like
they are not those people.
It's more like people trying to frame what's the word I'm looking for? An identity or the ideals of what they think people want. Yeah, I think there was a big shift in the past 10, 20 years in like the Democratic Party.
They have like their so it's I'm bringing it back to like when the Black Panther Party said Black Power. They called them a terrorist organization. They got rid of them. When Malcolm X said Black Independence, again, too much. So it feels like this Black Lives Matter. It was like, okay, this is the brand that we can send out to America, and it's the most profitable. We've tried the other two, and like it's like a think tank group of like they're only coming up with the things that's most profitable. The same thing with like these algorithm like it's almost like how like this can be a long tangent, but like Netflix movies. Like a lot of them, when they blasted out a whole bunch of movies, they're like all like scripted. Like they had a formula for how they made these movies, and it was like these things that people love. These are the things that people want to see in movies. That's how I feel like the Democratic Party ran themselves.
Well, no, they're within, and again, what I like
very inauthentic.
Is that we and a lot of progressive types like the AOCs, like Ed Markey, who just beat, I think it was Joe Kennedy, who was like a long time like corporate Democrat, and he lost to a progressive. I think a lot of this good stuff is coming out of the younger, newly implemented Democrats, not the old, long-standing ones, the new ones. And that's why I
would just love to see them call out, like, I would have loved to have AOC actually just say, like, Biden's not the one for us. Like, why couldn't she? There's no way, based on what she says and who she, like she hated when that woman called her, like, there's no way she can like Joe, like, at all.
Well,
for who he is.
When
like,
there's only 2 teams, she's sabotaging her.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
you know.
Well, like, why is she participating in this? Why is she still going? Like, if she knows who he is,
it's the system.
Because
is she playing by the rules, or is it
she's playing the game? Is what I.
And that's where I'm like, I'm still terrified. Well, it's like you can be a good person, but it's like once you start playing that game, you're lost. You don't really stand for anything.
Well,
like how, like, you gotta, I don't know, like, you gotta separate yourself, even if it takes you a step back.
Well, and again, it's like the whole thing of people just telling people to vote. I think people just, again, it's like, okay, everyone's angry, everyone's worked up. Participate, just be there. Just like, again, if someone does something, call them out, like, do something, like,
and that's why, like,
with that camera out.
I'm just mad she didn't, like.
Yeah.
Like, Joe Biden's not, like, why didn't nobody say Joe Biden's not the
one?
one?
Well, she did, but Bernie lost.
Yeah, I know.
She did.
Like,
so
why did she keep on the hammer?
Because then the option is non-participation. And for right now, with a no, and
I think, like, there's so many outlets now where you don't need those avenues.
Stick with me.
I hear you.
It's something where right now for us, obviously outside of protests that have been going strong for however long, they've continued. Voting's the next thing, and again, you can. It's one of those things where as long as you participate, you know, that's all that really anyone can ask of someone. That's the minimum, but it's something that is beneficial, even if it's for a system that, especially in terms of who's in charge, really doesn't want most people to vote, and there's a reason for that. And I think, again, let's just use our fire constructively in some way. Use it for something. Because yelling at your secretly racist or intolerant Facebook friends is not very productive. And speaking as someone who only once got into a Facebook argument for about 2 hours, I felt like I wasted all that time.
Yes.
I could have done something so much more fun and engaging. I could have napped. I could have been less sleepy the next day, but no. I spent 2 hours arguing with someone, and I felt like crap afterwards. Not just because it was like, well, that was pointless. So again, this fire that everyone's feeling, and this kind of fear that everyone has, let's use it. Let's participate. Let's get that wig piece out of here. Let's get the hair piece out of here. Come on.
I agree. But still try to have good conversations or productive ones.
Absolutely.
But it's tough to and realize when that is going to be a waste of time. And it's better to remove yourself.
Remove yourself a little bit, you know what I mean? And then love on your family, love on your friends, and love on yourself.
Play a fucking Mario Kart with your friends.
Yes,
do that.
I love that.
Do that instead. And try not to think about things for an hour.
Read on injustice and things, and, you know, make yourself better. But I think we all need a little calm down. I love, like, the fire is good, but it needs to be steered, because too often it's like a temper tantrum.
And you don't want to like self-sabotage your own message.
Absolutely. Well.
Cool.
On that note.
Damn, that was productive.
Well, I guess thank you guys for listening.
We have new outro music. Are you ready?
Oh.
Or is it too southern?
It's calming.
Wait.
Big fan. Keep it going.
I'm a fan.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
I hope you guys are a fan too. If not, you know, just tell me.
Let us
Tell
know.
me, I'll make it sound like my opinion.
Yeah. And learn from us and have us learn from you. It's all about the conversation and discussion.
we
Comment,
We should
subscribe.
really, I think we talked about it before, but we should really start like a social media presence.
Yeah, I'll get, dude.
I only
how
have
do you
so
want me-
many funny tweets in me. And I like 1 or 2 a week.
I'll give you guys the login.
Let me take over on like Tuesdays. That's been my drinking nights.
Yes.
Like
There
that's
we
my
go.
night off.
All right, it's Kev's hour.
If you
So
guys,
from noon to 2, or from midnight to 2 o'clock in the morning on Tuesdays, I'm
He's-
just gonna start drunk tweet.
He's
alright?
yeah. This is his
Gonna
time.
fire off.
Ask him anything.
Kev's gonna say it's one of us, but no,
Yeah.
it's him.
It's entirely me. If you see something outlandish and crazy, it's probably me.
Alright,
And it makes sense in my brain somehow.
Hit up Placement Blokes on Twitter.
Yes, please.
and
We should plug it. Like, can we put like a hyperlink thing? Like, hey.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah.
Follow this.
A little edit.
Okay, there's gonna be a thing that pops up on your
Little-
screen. Just
a
click on
little
it.
McKevin95, right about
This
right,
is how you know they haven't been watching the YouTube videos
This-
and knowing that it's already been happening.
this area.
There's gonna be 2 boxes of videos right here, and then a little subscribe button
Be-
right here.
be
Hit
sure to
all
like
of them.
Hit
Click.
'em, all of them. Bibbity bop bop. 1, 2, 3.
Be
all
sure
right?
to update your Google Chrome. It could use it.
Ooh,
And
I'm pretty sure one of the dogs just shit themselves again.
Oh God.
Also, if you can't tell by my attire, it's Christmas now. So
yay!
good night, everybody.
Love you.
Love you.